Hi everyone, this is Kim. You haven't seen my face in a while, not since that very horrible cover of Hey Say Jump that I put up back in June, I think. I asked a lot of you to send in questions for me and for the staff, and you guys had them coming in left and right all over the place. We're working on having a central place for you to send things. But if you don't know who I am, I'm Kim. I once was with another site. Now I am the founder and boss lady of 24/7 Kpop and 247 Asian Media and a bunch of other stuff. But let's get to the questions. And because they were all over the place, I actually wrote them down and wrote my answers so I can try to stay on track and this doesn't end up being 30 minutes. Okay. So, where are you living now, Kim? I am in LA. Yay! I was in Austin before, and then I realized that there was nothing happening there at all, music-wise, like Asian music. And so, I needed to be closer to the action. So I moved here, and I've made some really good friends, and you know, like they've been in and out of the show business, and made some valuable allies and connections for the future. So, whoopee. Okay, let's see. Kim, you're not with AKPF. Why? Long story. And I actually wrote this down so I didn't stray off anywhere, because I would. This is what I wrote. Long story, one I really don't feel like going into. Just know that I left AKPF, not because I wanted to, but because something shocking happened. I refuse to have anything to do with AKPF and its affiliates. And as you can tell, it's not the same AKPF most of you came to love. I haven't been around that name since June, although there hasn't been an official announcement over there, which I think is desperately needed, because some of you actually just found me because you didn't know any better. Let's see. Regardless, I have the best team in the whole wide world, and they are working with me with 24/7 Kpop and 247 Asian Media, and we're growing so fast and becoming a well-known news source all over Asia and the United States. It's great, especially in the Philippines and even in Korea. We have teams there, not just one or two people, teams. And let's see, the past is the past. If it's there for you to learn from. I've definitely learned from 2012. Learned do's and don'ts. So, always learn from your past. Let's see. Will there be any more 5-Minute Fridays? No. At least they won't have that name. 247 Asian Media has more than a few video blog segments coming up in 2013, and one of them's a 5-Minute Friday-ish kind of show that will occasionally have guests, including some YouTube faces that might look familiar to you, and maybe some other faces that look familiar to you. That's all I'm gonna say for now. So look forward to it. Let's see. Your bias list changes so much. Who are your top 5 right now? It really hasn't changed that much. Not really. Let's see. Number 1 is still Gio from In Black. Will always be number 1. I might not spaz about him as much anymore, but he's still there. And maybe I just don't feel like sharing with you. I don't know. But yeah, he's my number 1. Onu is still my number 2 and will always be my number 2. That will never change. Number 3 is Bang Young-guk. That might be a different one from the list you knew before. If you've been following me this whole time, this whole year, you know that he was on there somewhere. So, number 4 right now is a toss-up between the 2 youngest people on my list. It's either B2B's Ilhoon, which is a baby, and Heisei Jump's Yamada, which is also a baby. And number 5 always changes depending on what K-drama I'm watching. It could be Lee Min-ho, it could be Soji Sub, it could be anybody. It just depends on the drama I'm watching at the time. Let's see. What is your favorite album of 2012 and why? And my answer is something that none of you would ever have guessed, because it's an album that came out and not many people talked about it, but is the best album of the year, hands down. That is Supernova's Go For It, the Japanese album. It was ignored pretty much when it came out, even the Korean version, and you can find performances of theirs. They run a few countdown shows with some of their songs, like She's Gone and Saturday, 2 of my favorite songs off of that album. But then they just disappeared as fast as they showed up, and they didn't really, no one really talked about them. But that album is awesome. Every single song on the album is awesome. There's not a single one that's just filler. And it doesn't matter if it's in Japanese, because it's awesome. And you can actually ignore that it's in, there's so much English that you actually forget it's in Japanese most of the time anyway. Let's see. Yeah, it's just me going on and on about how I'm addicted to it, and I am. And if I don't have some Supernova in my day is kind of blah. So I have to play it at least before I go to sleep. So let's see. Who had the best comeback of 2012 and why? Infinite. Yes, Shinhwa. Of course, Shinhwa. I mean, that's a true comeback, because they had not been anywhere for years, and then all of a sudden they came back. That's a true comeback. That's what most international fans know as a comeback, because they actually came back from somewhere. And of course they're awesome, and there's a lot of Shinhwa fans now, when before it was, you know, the upper age group, old people like me. Now there's people going nuts over Shinhwa. But anyway, back to Infinite. Infinite had the best best comeback, and this is why. They came back with a vengeance and won over a ton of new fans. They're up there with male groups that have been around for 4 years or more. Hoya and L are on every kind of drama you can think of, every kind of show. L and Hoya and Dongwon and everybody's always the host of some countdown show or something. It's like they were always there. Dongwon is, you know, he went from that kinda awkward rapper guy in Infinite to the hottie underdog with the strong fan base. There was a time when Infinite could run around the streets of Seoul and no one would know who they were, even with a camera crew running behind them. But now I'm pretty sure they can't get away with that. I mean, they're just dominating like crazy. Leader is having his solo project. He was on Infinite. The song show. Never mind. Just ignore me. He's just awesome, and so Infinite has just come from. They've risen, and I think they had the best comeback. That went on forever. I'm sorry. Let's see. Gangnam Style. Love it or hate it. That's a sensitive question. Let's see. Let me put it this way. I hate to love it, yet love to hate it. It's catchy, and it makes me smile. You know, when it first came out, and there was a lot going on, and it's helped further Korean wave, but then at one point I just completely lost interest in it whatsoever. Because now, especially in California, if you run into a non-K-pop fan and you tell them what you do, they're like, oh yeah, K-pop stuff, Gangnam Style, yeah, I know K-pop, and that's it. That's all they know is Psy. And if you try to tell them that Psy is actually a very successful artist with a long track record in South Korea, they look at you like you've grown 3 heads, because they really think he's this new thing that just popped up and he's a novelty. And that really sucks for K-pop, because K-pop could have been, you know, that song could have been a gateway drug for K-pop, but it's kind of exploded. And to be honest, most of us fans got into K-pop because it wasn't the thing being played over and over on the radio. Let's see. Are you and Paul Kim dating? Ask him. I'd love to hear his answer. Actually, make him record it on video when he answers that. I really want to see his face. Okay, let's see. You got to see EXO, newest, and B.A.P this year. Lucky B. Okay. What 2012 rookie groups do you think should come to the US next? Jesus. I hold firm that even though they're not a rookie group from 2012, that Block B should definitely be dragged over here to the US. And they should bring Evil with them. I don't feel that they've gotten enough attention in Korea. At least not the good kind, and I really think they have a bigger international fan base than they do in Korea. And just imagine them derping it up in New York, or getting lost in Houston, or on the beach. Let them loose on the beach in Miami. Just so much chaos, but it would be wonderful. Yeah. Let's see. And as for 2012 rookies, I would love to see B2B. Actually, I thought they were gonna come when certain other groups canceled on, you know, KCON, SBS activities, but they did not. But oh well. Hopefully they'll come in 2013. And then Ailey, because she should just return home, because she's awesome, and you don't have to be into K-pop and Korean stuff to love that voice. She's definitely my female crush, and she is awesome. Let's see. K-pop rainbow hair. What's your take? I love it and fear it at the same time. How about that? Shinhwa has rocked crazy hair this whole reign of theirs of many years, yet they never went through 5 different hair colors a year. That's why they still have beautiful manes of hair. I fear the state of certain idols' hair in about 5 years. Bleaching, coloring, bleaching, coloring, bleaching cannot be good for your hair. I've done that to my hair before, and I'm here to tell you that it falls out. That's what it does. If you don't give it a rest, it definitely will make you bald. And poor B.A.P. They would still look good bald, but it would give a whole new meaning to the fan name Baby. They all look good, all the idols that are dyeing their hair, but it gives them character and helps them stand out, but it just can't be healthy in the long run. Let's see. What K-dramas did you watch this year, and which was your favorite? All of them. I seriously watched all of them. I really wish I was kidding, but somehow I watched them all. But maybe there was a few that, like 1 or 2 I missed, but I am not about to list them because it's way too many, and I'm trying to keep this short. But I will tell you some of my favorites and why. I Need Romance 2012. which a lot of you probably have never heard of, but it's really good. It's a continuation of a previous drama I didn't even bother watching. I found out that hot spy guy from City Hunter was in it, and I was game to watch it. The first few seconds of the first episode had me hooked. I mean, there's sex, there's romance, there's drama, there's heartache, decisions, crazy friends, real life issues, and of course, more than one man after the same girl. The best thing for any K-drama. And I was upset when it ended because I hate when these things end. I really do. And then number 2, Rooftop Prince. Because I mean, Mickey Uchun is a very good actor, and this proved that he was versatile. Very, very versatile. And I love the past and the future colliding. I made the mistake of starting to watch on like the 4th episode. Like after, usually I marathon dramas when they're done, but I started watching and it was still airing. So it was agony every week, waiting and waiting and waiting to see what happened. Let's see. And this actually, this drama actually proved to me that I really liked period dramas, because I watched Moon That Embraces the Sun, also another favorite of mine. And then that leads into another of my favorites, which is Faith with Lee Min-ho. I've never had a drama that tore me to pieces with every single episode, and this Faith did that to me. I laughed, I cried, I even worried the damn thing wasn't even on, like wondering what's going on with the characters, like they're real. Let's see, I know it was fantasy, but it had a slight thread of possibly being real, which I loved. And then I actually dug a little and found out that all the well, not all of them, but most of the characters from the K-drama actually existed in history. And I did a little reading on that, and it just got me more into it and more in love with it. And then that ending, I've never cried so much in an ending before. That was the most satisfying and complete and gut-wrenching ending ever. And let's see, right now I'm watching King of Dramas, which is a pain to wait for every week, especially with holidays involved, but love it. I love it. And I love how Siwon is a complete idiot in it. It makes me happy. Let's see, how long is this going? Let's see, how do you get into so many events? Basically, I've been doing this for about 2-3 years now, and at first, you know, with the other site, you know, I had to work your way up and claw your way and hope that someone got back in touch with you, because it's in the wilds of Austin, and it was just harder maintaining contact and having people remember to let you in on things. Since I've moved here, fairly easy. All the organizers and the planners and the media people, I've met them all. They know my face. They send me stuff without me asking now, which is awesome. And then we have teams out there, and they're working really hard all over the world. And now it's about the name, and they know that we come through. We have a large, growing following, and that we're professional, and they can count on us. And now it's happiness, because I can actually, like, it just makes us feel honored that instead of us desperately reaching out to get the goods, I guess, that people were thinking of us first. And we have big, huge names in Asian media, as well as Hispanic media and American media, reaching out to us to let us know things without asking, and it's awesome. Let's see. Will K-pop Troll get new pants soon? Yes. K-pop Troll has been pantless for a while because K-pop Troll has been on vacation. And David Yee called K-pop troll a slut. And David So says some very inappropriate things as well. Actually, K-pop troll will be debuting a new outfit soon, and it's very K-pop inspired. Think of Chad Future, but in K-pop troll form. And then we'll try to get Lee Jun, his very own K-pop troll twin, for him to love forever and ever this coming year, because I'm sure he misses K-pop troll. Let's see. Why won't K-pop come near me? I don't live in New York or LA. Well, I know your pain. I grew up in Louisiana, and then I lived in Austin, and there was absolutely nothing except for a few Korean rock bands that I became friends with. I would manage to go to a few things, but it either involved very long car ride or expensive plane ticket and lots of money and hotels, and it was just and I don't see how some of you do this on a regular basis. But definitely being in LA, now I don't have to do that. It usually involves maybe an hour out of my way and trains or cars and no hotels needed. So it's pretty awesome. But the advice that I can give you is to definitely try to support us, because being from that and having to deal with that before, and then having a lot of people that work for me actually not in LA or New York, we want to bring K-pop closer to you, wherever you are. And if we make an impact and media over in Korea realizes this, they will give us more support, and we'll have more say, more input in who comes where, dealing with K-pop. And so I don't know, I have a good feeling about 2013, let's just put it that way, without really giving anything away. Let's see. Best K-pop related personal moment of 2012. I can't pick just one. Well, when I first moved here, and the first time I met David So, he gave me a big hug, and then he told me he knew exactly who I was. That was definitely a good moment. Same thing with Simon and Martina. I had talked with them back and forth through emails for the past 2 years, because, you know, we're in this weird partnership thing, and, you know, they knew who I was. And then meeting Dumbfounded and yelling Jonathan, and him running over and giving me a hug, and he said he knew exactly who I was too. So that's a good feeling, to meet someone big and they know who you are. That's a great feeling. And then finally getting to hang out with my buddy Chad Future. And then us coming up with our happy to see you dance that we do every time we run into each other in public, and having everyone laugh at us. Number one moment would be being face to face with B.A.P. Not only did it not seem real to me, I felt like I was in heaven seeing them that close, but it completed my bias trifecta. And what I mean is that I've been very up close and personal with all 3 of my top biases within a year. That means Gio, of course, and Onu, and Bang Youngkook. And then you throw Yuno in there, who was my first number 1 bias ever, and my life is complete. I mean, not many people can say that, so that is the biggest thing to me. And I had friends at KCON that swore that even though I was being all professional and responsible and taking pictures, that I seriously looked like I was about to cry and faint at the same time, being directly in front of B.A.P. Yeah. Let's see. What happened to adventures in Koreatown? Life. I no longer live in Koreatown. When I first moved here, I lived in Koreatown. And then I lived smack dab in the middle of downtown LA in a high rise. And then I was back in Koreatown. And then I was in Koreatown again. And then I was in Hollywood. And now I'm in the hills, which is outside of LA City proper. I mean, I can still jump on a bus or a train or drive and be in LA with traffic in less than an hour. But I'm no longer in Koreatown, so it's kind of odd to make those still. I mean, I still have some stories and some pictures and stuff that I didn't share yet, and at some point I will, but you know, it's still a little awkward, so I haven't done that. But Leo is in Japan now and actually has time now, so there's adventures in Japan that we've started on the site, and our girls in Seoul will have Seoul stories where they'll have little video blogs of the crazy amazing things that they run into on a daily basis in Seoul, so look forward to that. And I think this is it. Yes, there's no more questions. I will do this again at some point because that was 16 questions and that wasn't even half of what you sent me. But I guess keep them coming. You can use the contact form on our site, which is www.24/7kpop.com or www.247asianmedia.com. And yeah, look forward to the awesome that is coming in 2013 from all of us. So, you know, happy late Merry Christmas and thanks for the birthday wishes and Happy New Year. Yay. Okay. I think that's it for now. Bye-bye.